Hello, my name is Christian Gant. I am an Assistant Attorney General with the Office of Equity Policy Engagement in the Executive Division. I joined OAG in August 2023. I was born in Baltimore and raised in St. Mary's County. I was with my grandparents since I was 2 weeks old. My parents had me in college. Growing up, of course, they were around, but I was kind of primarily raised by my grandparents. That is a very common thing in our culture, in Black culture, and which is like adults raising somebody else's kids, whether they're adopted or, related or not. I didn't want the kind of traditional, you see on TV, two parents, siblings. So I kind of course, there was a sadness growing up of not having that. But I do think they did the right thing and they did the best they could. They did a good job, and I'm forever thankful. So it's funny, most people don't know where or what it is, and it became such a thing that I started saying I'm from Southern Maryland because the first question I'll always get is Eastern Shore? I'm like, no. But I grew up in Ridge, which is like 20 minutes south of Lexington Park. So even more so rural, like one gas station, one town, that kind of stuff. I loved it growing up. Lots of freedom to do what you want. I think in part because people feel like safe, it's quiet. My grandmother, I love my grandmother, she was more the disciplinarian. In the family, she's the Christian subject matter expert. And my grandfather was this one that's gonna buy you candy and toys and spoil, like most dads do. So when I was in first grade, so I was like 6 or 7, my grandfather was taking me to school, and we actually got in a car accident. And I was actually thrown out the window. I did get a settlement, which was awesome. Telling everybody, like, yeah, I have a lawyer, y'all. Like, my lawyers get me some money. And of course, seeing lawyers on TV and stuff. But I think that kind of sparked something in me, realizing what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and just kind of like gravitate towards that. So I was thinking about, law school, maybe when I was like a junior or senior in college. And yeah, I was kind of looking at my options, and Emory was the most attractive as far as just the school and what it offered. And actually, I'd never been to Atlanta. I was 22, definitely a culture shock going from small HBCU to Emory. I literally do think everybody should live somewhere else from where you grew up at. Even if, like me, you come back, I think just to experience something else and just compare and contrast. During law school, I traveled to 2 places, Dominican Republic, had a really good time, and then American Virgin Islands. And I would say, that kind of started me doing more travel for fun. And since early 2010s, 2010, I've been to 12 countries on 3 different continents. Bahamas, different parts of Mexico, like Puerto Vallarta, Dominican Republic, Toronto, Brazil, been to Jamaica twice, Egypt in 2016, Ghana and Nigeria, Dakar, Senegal, and that's actually my favorite out of all of them. Dubai, Turkey, Cape Town, and then Kenya on the way back. I'm gracious for the ability to travel and meet other cultures and that openness to do it, but I'm also very grateful for my family, my friends, my village, the people that kind of push and encourage me, and have just kind of given me the right mindset and skill set background to even be able to do this. Pretty early on in my legal career, I reached a point where my interest started shifting more towards, I want to really love the work. I do not want to spend my time just making other people money. So I think that's part of what drew me to public service. So I think seeing what A.G. Brown, again, his platform as far as fairness and equity, and just seeing some of the other things he was doing on police performance that are really attracted to me. I help coordinate the Maryland Equitable Justice Collaborative, which is a first of its kind collaboration in the nation between the top legal enforcement officer in the state of Maryland, which is A.G. Brown, and the public defender of Maryland, Natasha Darty. So they have joined forces to form the Maryland Equitable Justice Collaborative, which is similar to a task force structure of over 40 organizations that are dedicated to reducing mass incarceration in Maryland. Maryland has the most severe racial disparities in the country between our African-American population, which is 30% of our population, and our prison population of African-Americans, which is 71%. That is the most severe disparity in the country. I, in the past, have kind of personally struggled with the definition of equity. And I think seeing it in action here, and especially working with OEP, has kind of helped me define it, which is really thinking of how do we really take a hard look at past decisions and past wrongs and right them. That's just it. Taking a hard look at these decisions that have already kind of been baked into our system, and that can be gender, race, all different characteristics. Of course, I'm grateful for my family and friends. They keep me grounded, they keep me sane. Okay, this might sound cheesy or whatever, but I'm grateful for my job. I'm being honest. I really do enjoy it. I think of it as like noble work. It's great when you can kind of work in something that's in your purpose, etc. These are all issues that have been kind of near and dear to me for years, and now to be able to kind of do it on a day-to-day basis has been great.